What is going on, EDC people, and what's our journey today? I'm just giving you a little view of my continuously not moved leaf pile. Some flowers. It's just a nice day. Anyways, bringing you down into the regular view here. Hang on. Okay, we're down into more of a desktop view. So, I'm just gonna kind of give you an update. I got in the mail yesterday a package. I'll try to put a picture on the screen if I can remember to do it. And it was from a name that I recognized. I'll just put it that way. And I opened the package, and it's a knife. And I'm like, what the heck is going on here? And I realized I totally forgot that I signed up for some knives from the pass-around group. And so he was, passing it along as he should, but I was just not really realizing it was coming in. So this is not a review. This is completely a first look at this knife, and then I'm going to jabber on about some other things afterwards. That's the channel you're on right now. I'm Bob. This is EDC Journeys. I review knives, look at knives, discuss them. Maybe not review them. I don't want to classify myself as a reviewer. I don't think I'm qualified to. I'm new to the journey, and I'm learning with you. Kind of. This is more of like a vlog, in a sense. And anyways, to get to the point. Oh, and there is a reason why the penguin is here. Don't forget the penguin. You'll see this in the next couple of videos, or in a future video anyways, soon to come. Without further ado, here is the knife. It is a Hogue Sig Legion spear point X5. Okay, I believe I've said the exact name as it should be said. So it's made by Hogue for Sig, Sig Sauer, Sig, I don't know if I'm saying that appropriately, but Sig Sauer, Sig Sauer firearms, which I used to have one back in the day. I used to have a 380. But anyways, it's made by Hogue for Sig Sauer. And it's the X5. It's specifically, I believe it matches the Legion. From what I understand, this model matches a gun that that possibly, I would imagine, Sig makes, and maybe is called the Legion. I have to do a little bit more research. Again, this isn't the review. But that would explain why this doesn't say Sig and it has that emblem, because I think that emblem goes with that firearm. I also think that gives some inspiration for this handle, which is not typically a handle I kind of historically like. But we'll get more into that. And what I mean by that is in the sense of like restriction of where your hand goes. It's not a neutral handle. It's very much, you kind of have to hold it the way you have to hold it. And we'll get there. But it is, look at that blade. It is I believe 3.5 inch. Let me grab my tool. I am not prepared. See, I hit start before I'm ready. One of the tips I read on the giveaway comments a couple videos ago or whatever is to like take your time and slow down and take notes, because I asked for suggestions, and I love that feedback because I really do need to start taking some notes before I hit that record button, huh? Yeah, so from the tip, 3.5 inches. It is the 3.5 inch spear point. It's got this kind of like harpoon look. I don't know if that's actually considered a harpoon or if that is just part of a drop point design. Or I shouldn't say drop point, I should say spear point rather. But you see what I'm talking about, obviously, where it kind of makes it look like what I would question is possibly a harpoon. It's CPM. Okay, so we said it's Hogue made. It's got a gray Cerakote over CPM 154, not 154 CPM or whatever, but it's CPM 154. So it's a good steel. And the blade itself, I actually kind of like. It's attractive to me. It's definitely very aggressive looking and like what I believe other channels might refer to as murdery or stabby. It's definitely, you know, in terms of using this as a tool, it's intriguing looking, right? It actually, it kind of looks like a knife that Batman would use. That has really nothing to do with why this particular object is on the table. Again, that'll be revealed in a later video, but incidentally, it kind of reminds me of a knife Batman would carry. It just looks that way. It looks Batmobile-ish, right? So it is intriguing. It's definitely like tactical looking. It's absolutely it screams law enforcement, military, that kind of stuff, at least to me, in my opinion. Remember, this is all my opinion, don't ever forget that. It does have two scales with the, put together in the back to look like an integral, or an integral. I don't know which way it's said, like other people, I don't know. Integral or integral. It's got a kind of a strange pocket clip. It's deep carry, clearly, very deep carry, but where it goes down and kind of swooshes up, I'm going to show you a side profile right now, but I'll discuss it more in a different setting. You can see some of the Cerakote. So this knife is from the pass-around group. I don't know if it belongs to somebody and is just going around, or if it's a new knife. I actually don't know anything about it. So that's the position I'm in as you're watching me look at this knife. I have not done my research. This is not the review. This is literally a first impressions video. It has a button, clearly, and some kind of a sliding lock. And it's got a flipper tab, a very pronounced flipper tab, amongst other sharp areas. Wow, that was a very weak flip out. I was expecting it to be almost like assisted. Let me try that again. Oh, that is definitely lock stick. Yeah, I flipped this a couple times, so I was ready for this to happen. When you pull this down, to me, it's not in the most comfortable position. And I'm referring to the flipper tab right now. It's almost too hooked up at the top here, and so it's okay. Okay, I can forgive that. Whatever. I pull it back, and well, I don't know. Like I said, maybe this is a well-used knife. Maybe this just needs to be really cleaned. But that action was not exactly what I expected. Sorry, I have to move some wires around behind the scenes here. I kind of expected a little bit more either smoothness. Wow, did you hear that? Let me put it up by the microphone. Right here. Right here. That noise is the lock stick. Again, okay, I don't know if this is if this is somebody in the pass-around groups, not personal knife that they are sharing with everyone, and that's why it's got some, like, maybe some usage or whatever, but first impressions of the flip is not very great. to be honest, but I can get it out. Then there's lock stick on the button lock. Okay, you know, it can give you that feeling of security, I suppose, looking at the positive aspects of it. The thing that I don't understand is why I'm pushing it down like it feels like it's assisted. You know how you push down or when you have an assisted knife, and I wish I brought one out. You flip it, and then when you go to return it, you retract it. See, it doesn't flip out all the way. That's weird. And then when you go to but on an assisted knife, when you go to retract it, you have to like push it against some tension to give that charge that spring, so that it's therefore ready to be assisted for the next flip. Okay, so I just flipped it. Okay, you heard the lock stick, and it only drops to there. Watch this again. Okay, and then I'm taking my hand and I have to physically pull down on it like it's an assisted knife, but yet it's clearly not assisted because I cannot even get it deployed. That is so strange. So take a look at that. Sorry, I'm just adjusting my microphone. What do you... so again, it does have intriguing lines. The handle is kind of a bizarre shape, where your hand is kind of... there's a position that you can hold it in that's very comfortable, depending on the size of your hand. And I'm trying to... I can't get my hand around the thing to show... I'm going to put my hand through the tripod here. Okay. My hand is... My cat scratched me, by the way. Not that big. My hand is not that big. And it is already like I can't get 4 full fingers on it. So it's not comfortable for me. I can kind of move it around into a position where I can fit 4 fingers, but it's very crammed. It's very crammed. And my thumb does like to rest right where that harpoon, or whatever you want to call that swedge is. It really does like that. It's comfy in that sense. And that blade is definitely intriguing looking. It looks very slicey. It's a good steel. But I'm curious about this action. See, I'm getting it to deploy okay now. Maybe so that's why I'm like almost wondering if this is somebody's knife that is just being passed around in the pass around group, because it... Do you see how I'm having to pull it back in though? Like, watch. Even though I'm deploying it, it doesn't really want to deploy. I'm just learning how to do it very well. But every time I drop it, I have to pull it in. And it's loud. It's loud to pull in. Oops, I'm like a brute. I just destroy everything. But I'm going to pull it in next to the microphone. And I'm going to deploy it next to the microphone. And I'm going to put it in one more time. That's the button lock stick. It's down, and I'm pulling it in. Okay. So again, if you know what knife this, so as I'm learning this knife, I know that I have to do it towards the tip, and I have to really swing it down. I have to push it just like right at that angle right there to get it. Oh, see, and I say that, and I can't. I'm trying to do it around a camera too, though, guys. So bear with me. But anyways, I do like the blade. I like the Cerakote finish on it. It is very sharp. It has a beautiful edge on it. I will give them that. The sharpening choil is perfect in my opinion. I think it begs for a forward finger choil of some kind. Because and the handle is just my concern is. Now, I'm wondering if the handle has a lot to do with what the pistol grip of the Sig Legion or whatever is. I'm gonna have to look into that for the review. But that's the only way that I can explain why they would do it like this, but I wish it was just a little longer. Even if they kept the same design, I wish it was a little longer. Because if my hand is crammed in here, a lot of adult human beings' hands are going to be tight in there. I don't have the largest of hands, but I wanted to give you a nice close look at it here, and I'll turn it around just as a first impression. We know the handle, or the blade is 3.5 inches, and I'm just putting the ruler here so that you can have something to kind of look at while I talk. So I think the steel is nice on it. That's very interesting and intriguing. And I'll pull my caliper out and do a quick measurement thing along with my scale, just to do it, I suppose. We'll do that now. I guess let me get this off the screen. Okay. We can take, well, while we have the ruler out. So it's a 3.5 inch blade, and it's a 4.5 inch handle. It's got like I was saying, I'm gonna close this. It's got a lot of contouring and edges and points and all. That's got a lot of sharp points. I'm very surprised. It is aluminum. So this frame is aluminum with G10 inserts or inlays. I'm not sure which way they worded it, and that's kind of cool how they finished it down smooth here and it was rough here. I don't know if somebody did that or if that's the way the model is. This isn't the review. I'm just showing you something that I got in the mail, and there will be a review on it, okay? But I explained it already. But I'm just this is a first impression, so bear that in mind as we're doing this. I have to gain more knowledge about it. It does seem to be nice and straight. It looks like it's ambidextrous, but you need a unique clip for it. I wonder if that's in the box. The way that it's in the pocket is interesting. It's cantered at a very kind of weird angle. It's very hard to kind of show you, but if that's the top of your pocket, your knife is way off over here. Interesting. Okay. Well, that's a quick first impression. We were gonna do the measurements, weren't we? Okay, ounces. 4.8 ounces. So it is close to 5 ounces. It's there. It's not light, but it's not heavy. It's a fine weight. As far as the blade stock, if I turn the calipers on and zero out, that'd probably be helpful. In millimeters, 3.8, 3.79. If I go back, zero out again, switch to inches, 0.15 stock at the thickest, 0.15 on the dot, actually. That's pretty cool. And then, okay, from the top of the harpoon thingy to, without touching the edge exactly, about 1.329 inches, 1.3290, whatever. That's how tall the blade is. There is high flat. I believe on the website it even said high flat. I did look at the website briefly before I came out too. Again, this is not the review. Yada yada yada. Don't need to say that again. Thank you, Seinfeld, for getting that term stuck in my head. Yada yada yada. Yeah, so I just don't know about this close. It's very strange to me. Okay. Well, more to come on this. Thank you, guys. I won't take up any more of your time. Please subscribe. Have a good day. Thanks for tuning in to EDC Journeys. Thanks to the Apex Pass Around group for providing the knife. and Hogue for providing it to the Apex Pass Around group. Have a great day, guys.